What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Don't Watch That Podcast. It's Bloodshot.
And Haus.
And today for you, we have, unfortunately, yet another somber topic to talk about. We were going to have a nice, more upbeat, and I guess, fun-loving, upbeat type podcast this week, but just the human race does not cease to do bad stuff, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I'm gonna let House of L kind of talk about some of the stuff that's been going on in the Asian community and things that need to be talked about for sure. So go ahead, House of L.
What I don't understand from these acts of violences on us people of Asian ethnicity is that the people who are known as the perpetrators or the victimizer are also people of color themselves.
Yep. Makes no sense.
Not even a month has gone by and about BLM that how can you transition to attack elderly people in the same manner that cops and other white people do towards people of color?
Yep. I don't understand. We have been fighting for it's countless years for freedom and equality as people of color, and Asians have been right there with us alongside us fighting for those same rights and freedoms, and now we're hurting our brothers and sisters who stood in arms with us. That doesn't make no sense. That makes no sense to me. How can we be hurting the ones that are helping us fight our own movement? Like, we need to do better. We need to do better.
It boggles my mind how many of these younger generations are willing to target and attack the elderly.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people of color in the streets, and you choose to target old people. What does that say about you and your character?
There's no words.
And not only that, these attacks that are happening in cities, major cities, like
broad daylight too.
Literally, the attack that happened a couple weeks ago was to an elderly gentleman of 84 who happened to be Thai. He was targeted by two assailants. One of them was charged and was in trial for multiple charges, attempted murder, and unfortunately, the 84-year-old man did die.
Yep. And what pissed me off about that situation is they deemed him not guilty.
Yeah.
How can a 19-year-old who literally body checked an 84-year-old man at full speed, knew exactly what he was doing, killed the man, unfortunately, gets pleaded not guilty, bro?
on his first court appearance.
Mm. Yo, it's just crazy to me because if this happened to a white person, if that was a white gentleman, an 84-year-old, that black guy, that for lack of a better term, that person of color, he he would cease to exist. They would hang that man. But because it's an Asian man, that black boy gets away with it. What is going on in the justice system right now?
Literally.
This is ridiculous. It's supposed to be fair trials for every single person, doesn't matter what color, race, creed, color, anything, bro. Anything. It's supposed to be the same type of trial.
No one is above the law, but
No
that doesn't
one.
seem to be the case in America.
I don't understand. And as a person of color, I'm embarrassed, bro. I'm embarrassed that this is something that our people are doing. Our same people that are struggling with racial um, profile of segregation and hate crimes. You know, the same people that are struggling with all that are going out and attacking other people that are minorities, bro. What are you
We
doing?
literally have video evidence of him doing it
Literally
and then him
on
running
tape.
away.
Yeah, not guilty. Are you serious? Oh,
The person defending him saying that he wasn't in the right state of mind.
bro.
That doesn't make sense.
Mm,
It was a premeditated attack.
he literally knew exactly what he was doing. There's no other way to say that. He knew exactly what he was doing. It'd be one thing if he just like tripped him or just nudged him or whatever. Man ran full speed ahead, bro. Full speed, tanked him like a train, bro. Oh, watching that footage made my blood boil. House, bro. It made my blood boil.
And not even a week after, the same thing happens to a 91-year-old
Yep,
in Oakland,
yep.
another city within California.
Literally. What is happening? This is unspeakable. This is disgusting and atrocious behavior by the people of color. This is
See,
not what we are about.
it happening once, we can just put it as what it is, but it's
Yeah.
happening multiple times. This is a pattern.
Yep.
This is repeated crimes against the Asian community.
It's just so frustrating because we have to, we have to denounce this. Um, and there are people that are, in uh the black community that are coming out and saying that they denounce this. Like, rapper Mr. Fab did a video recently talking about that and saying that, this is not what we represented as, as BLM in our community. We represent unity, peace, and love. And this is not something that we should have to deal with in any community, especially not ours. We shouldn't have to have people of our own doing this to other people in minority. So
Especially in major cities.
exactly. So yeah, it's just super frustrating, man. It's super frustrating as a person of color knowing that these people, you obviously as well, you came to the protest for George Floyd last year. You've been on our side with police brutality and racial segregation and all that stuff. And so it's like, why are we hurting the people that are helping us? I keep going over the same point, but it's a very important point. It's a
Because
very, very important point.
speaking of that march, when I was there, encompassing all of what was around me,
Mm,
was a majority of people of color.
yep.
And a good portion of that were people of Asian descent.
Yep. A lot. A lot. There was a lot of white people and a lot of Asians. There were arguably more other ethnicities than black people in our own Black Lives Matter protest. So why? I don't understand it. And America protested the hardest out of every country. And a lot
Th-
of those people were Asians as well.
Literally, because when the protests were happening, the collective of the collective states of America joined together and marched together on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Every state, every city, people were filled.
Literally.
How do we go from that unity
Mm-hmm.
to this disparity that we have right now?
Exactly. There's no rhyme or reason. There's there's no rhyme or reason whatsoever. You can't explain it. That's just what it is. There's no explanation for this other than hate. Just straight hate. Um, I want to say that it's not ethnic based, like this isn't a hate crime, but I don't know because this has been happening to a lot of Asian people from the black community and other people as well, but mainly from the black community, and I don't understand it.
And the irony from what I take away from this is that those people also eat Asian food and involve themselves in the Asian culture, but yet
Exactly.
turn around and attack our elderly.
Oh my gosh. And that's exactly what the whole struggle with white people and black people are right now, or is right now, is white people are appropriating our culture and taking our culture and making it their own and eating from our, from our table, but not respecting it. So we know what that feels like. We've had it happen time and again. It's still happening. It's still happening to this day. So we know how bad that feels, how wrong that feels, how frustrating it makes us feel. Why would we go and inflict that same pain on another minority, especially one that's helping us? Like
It's
it just makes no sense.
it's very paradoxical.
Literally. Like just watching this footage again right now. He literally fully full speed ahead. Full speed. Knocked this man over. And then walks away casually. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yep. The same
Oh.
thing with last week, what happened to the 91-year-old.
Yep. Just
This
came up from
exact
behind.
same scenario. And the fact that they were both wearing masks
Exactly.
means they're opportunists, right?
Yep. Oh,
The fact that Asian celebrities are putting up $25,000 as a reward to find the person
literally.
who pushed the 91-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we even have to put that much money out in the first place.
It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And these are from two very known celebrities, Daniel Wu and friggin' who was the Daniel Wu and Daniel Day Kim.
Mm.
Two very influential
Mm-hmm.
Asian celebrities
Yep.
in the community
Mm-hmm.
are willing to put $25,000 just to
Literally.
find one person.
This is disgusting, man. This is terrible. How can this be what's happening right now? Hmm? This we gotta do better, man. We need to do better. Listen, people of color, my fellow people of color, we need to do better. This is wrong on every account. This is wrong. No more of this. We need to do better as a people. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are people that are sticking up for the Asian community, from our group of people of color, but also other ethnicities as well too. So, it's nice to know that at least you guys have some support in this. You're not by yourselves because at the end of the day, we do this together. This journey, this life that we all do it together. We're stronger together, and we're better together. So that's the only way we're gonna get through these problems and fix these problems.
We only have one life to live. Why is there so much hate
Exactly.
and violence?
Exactly. Life is so short as it is. Especially with COVID and everything going on right now. There's no guarantees right now in life. So why are we taking things for granted? Why are we spreading so much hate and animosity when we should be spreading love and peace and understanding and unity?
Literally. Plur, yo. That's all you need is plur. Peace, love, unity, and respect.
Exactly. Exactly. That's perfect. That's exactly what we need. Um, you know, I've been on this earth for 24, almost 25 years, and every single year I notice more and more hate towards people in general. It gets worse every single year as it goes on. Um, I don't know. Like you'd think that we'd be making more progress. We'd be making progress towards more peace and
I,
understanding. But
I feel like that violence hasn't changed throughout the years that we live in. We've just grown older to realize and recognize these signs that it's been always happening. We
yep,
just never paid mind to it
that's
until
facts.
now,
That's facts.
right? Because BOLM that,
Hmm.
and slavery, those things didn't happen that long ago.
Yeah.
The LA riots didn't happen that long ago either.
Hmm. It's true. This is all very recent stuff. This is all very, very, very recent stuff. And we're living it. We have to be going through all this daily, right? It's why I don't watch the news. This is why I don't do any of that because I turn on the news and there's some hate crime on some group, on some party. There's some hate crime somewhere, and it's insane. It just seems to be coming a lot from America, but it's not just America; it's everywhere. Um, but I think America right now has the most hatred out of any country in the world right now. Being Canadian
Honestly,
and
Trump
seeing
is the
that,
one
it's
who
like
incited everything.
exactly, exactly. And
He
even though he's gone now, there's still that residual
animosity.
animosity in the air, right? Where people think, okay, you know what? I'm better than you. And Trump believed that for 4 years and spouted that nonsense for 4 years. So I'm going to continue that trend because he's out of the office now. It's our job to continue that.
He
And
bought every racist out of the woodworks.
literally, like we always knew they were there, but you know, it's he was the flame or the match, I should say, that started everything.
Like, just look at Capitol Hill. They literally breached it.
Yep.
That hasn't happened in over 80 something years.
Literally. And that was different. That was a just cause.
Yeah. This had
This is
no rhyme or rhythm to it at
nothing.
all.
Nothing. No rhyme or reason. There was no reason other than, oh, our guy last. Oh, let's fight for him. Da, da, da. Democracy was served, and I don't like it. It's a bunch of
They
babies,
found
whiny babies.
pipe bombs.
Literally, pipe bombs.
If then if that isn't an act of terrorism, I don't know what is.
Exactly. They weren't rioters. They were literally terrorists. They are absolute terrorists. There's no other word for it. I don't care if you were born in America and you lived there your whole life. You attack the capital like that, you're a terrorist. That is just how that works. Terrorists are not just from other countries. You can have internal terrorists as well. But um but yeah, it's crazy right now in the States. Um
I want to play devil's advocate for those gentlemen who attacked the elderly people.
mhm.
And let us say it's not a race thing.
Yep. It's a respect thing, straight up, just leaving ethnicity out of it. It's just
Why
wrong.
what is the reason for you to target old people in general,
Hmm.
regardless of their race?
Yep.
You are what, maybe 30, between the ages of 20 and 30, and you're out here single-handedly targeting old people. who don't know any better.
And
They
can't fend for themselves.
get pushed without ever knowing who it was.
Mm-hmm.
They're unaware of it. They're unable to brace for impact, and most of them will land on their face.
Just I don't understand. We're supposed to be helping the helpless and giving a voice to the voiceless, but instead we're hurting our elderly community.
That's like you pushing your own grandparents.
Like that's it. Like that's just it. What if that was your own parent? What if there was your own grandparents and someone did that to yours? Like think of it like that if you need to. Hey, this isn't even you shouldn't even need to, but that is another angle you could take too, right? Is if that was your grandma or grandpa and somebody did that, would you not be absolutely furious? Would you not be disgusted? Would you not want all hell to rain down on that person?
I wouldn't sleep until I found the person who did that.
Literally. And now you've just done it to someone else and made them lose their grandparent for absolutely no reason. There's no reason on the planet that can explain that.
And not only
Nothing.
that, we're living in a period of COVID.
Exactly. It's
Old
already
people are
tough out
already
here.
dying left and right.
Right, left, right, and center. They already have enough to worry about right now. Just surviving on a daily basis. And you're gonna go and mess with that community, the elderly community, like that? Like, how dare you, bro?
And
Oh,
furthermore, friggin' if these Asian people or old people in general do have COVID, you're literally putting your hands on them.
Yep.
You're making contact.
Yep.
You're literally attacking someone who may or may not have COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're transmitting COVID to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna bring that COVID to back to home to your own family. And then
Plus
if you see your
the conscience of you
grandparents,
killing someone.
yeah. So you're putting the old person at risk, and then your own family at risk for what you're doing.
Stupid. Just the whole situation is just ridiculous.
That's what I don't understand about these attacks in general is that if you're attacking someone who you think may have COVID, you're gonna be contracting COVID yourself.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, that's the thing. I remember when COVID first happened, all the hate and animosity surrounding the Asian community about it, right?
They would
People
record it
saying,
and film it and put it on Twitter
yep.
of harassing old Asian people and grandmas.
And grandpas and Asian people as a whole. Because they're Asian, so they have COVID. They're Asian, they have the virus. They're Asian, they created the virus, they're spreading it. I just can't wrap
A
my
lot
head.
of these young people target these old people and Asian people in general because they think we don't know how to defend ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That we're too nice or too quiet
Exactly, and too
or too
oblivious.
shy.
Yep.
But you're the ones targeting old people specifically.
Exactly, on purpose, because you know what would happen otherwise.
I would like for them to try it somewhere in Long Beach
Mm-hmm.
or areas in the ghetto with Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
Because a good majority of people in the 90s were
Mm-hmm.
gang affiliated.
Yep.
They were known as the most dangerous gangs in the world.
Mm-hmm.
People
Ugh.
keep forgetting that Asian people have notorious gangs like the Yakuza,
Yep.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Or the triads.
Mm-hmm.
And these things are happening in areas where those crimes and gang lords used to operate out of.
Mm.
The fact that you're targeting these older people, if you
The whole Asian community is upset. Like,
if you target the
furious.
wrong one, you're gonna find yourself in a lot of trouble.
Exactly. As you should, right? As you should. not just with gang members or former gang members, but the law and in general, you should feel the wrath of God or whatever entity you want to call it for your crimes. And that's what boils my blood about the situation with the 84-year-old man is, and I don't know if anything's changed so far. I'd have to do some research on it. But last I checked, he did not plead guilty for literally murdering an 84-year-old man in cold blood.
Like, you have video evidence of him literally
Like, there's
doing the
no
crime.
there's no leeway here. There's no, he tripped and fell into him. There's nothing. The video is clear as day. He ran full speed, full tilt into this man.
There is no other alternative for what happened.
Nothing. There's no story you can spin. The footage speaks for itself.
Like, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. This is a video of him committing the crime.
Literally. This is as guilty gets. There's nothing beyond this. That case should have been cut and dry. There shouldn't even have been a case. It's murder, go to jail. You're done.
They should have just thrown the book at him.
Literally. But instead, they played some stupid technicalities. I didn't even watch the trial because I was so upset. But some technicalities or some nonsense. And he got off free. And I cannot emphasize enough how wrong the justice system is in this situation. And again, that if this was a white male, this would be an entire different thing. Entirely different. The justice system would not rest until that man was behind bars or worse, death penalty. I mean, worse or better, depending on who you ask.
Not only that, even if they gave the defense that he was just young and he didn't know better, the man's 19 years old.
He's literally 19. He's
in
not
today's
a minor
society,
anymore.
He's an adult.
He's an adult.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. He had
He
no
had an
mental health,
accomplice
no
with
nothing.
him.
He had no mental health issues. There's nothing. He was fully aware, fully conscious that he was about to potentially murder a man and did, in fact, do that. Did, in fact, do so. Oh, my God. How do you live with yourself? How? You wake up every morning and you have to remember, I just took that gentleman's life. That's on your conscience for the rest of your life.
And
I don't care
honestly,
what
from
you're doing.
what I saw, it looked like he had no remorse for what he did.
Nothing, because he just walked away all casually.
Yeah. And he
Like
left
he's
him
like,
there.
yeah, just left him there. Didn't even check on him, nothing. Didn't call no authority, no ambulance, nothing. He murdered a man in cold blood and walked away as if it was a regular day. Oh, man, I hate humans. I hate humans, man. I hate us. So much hate and disgust and deceit and violence for no reason.
Where was the compassion that they had for George Floyd when
Exactly.
this is happening here to someone that's much older than George Floyd?
Look, man, like I said, we got to do better in not even just the Black community, but in general as humans. We have to love more. We have to, unite more. We have to spread peace and love and not hate and animosity. We have to do better as a human race, or we're never going to get anywhere. Things like women's rights and voting and everything, positive strides in every ethnicity or ethnic group have only come about by positive change and working together. And
we just need more equality and respect.
Exactly.
But it feels like we just have a target on our backs.
Mm-hmm. I just don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it. Well, I think I've said pretty much everything I need to say about this situation, and on the continual situations surrounding the Asian community. Like I said, we just need to do better as a whole, and you guys have my support fully. I stand with you guys just as when you stood with the Black community. Anything you need from me, I'm here to support. And I just hope going forward we can do better.
I appreciate the words and wisdom
Of course, my man.
from
Of course.
Bloodshock.
Yep. Um, I think we're gonna have a bit of a short podcast today. I think we're gonna end it here just because there's still a lot to reflect on, and going forward, we got to figure out how we can do better. So, I think we're gonna sign off for now. Might be a part two to this, but
Yeah,
for now, I think we've said what we can say. We're still kind of frustrated and infuriated about it. So
we're still very much flustered since the incidents are very recent.
exactly. Oh gosh. Anyways, thank you everyone for tuning in to Don't Watch That Podcast.
Yeah. We promise you guys a very much more lighthearted podcast next time.
Yeah, we keep saying that, but I don't know. The human race just got to smarten up, because every time we go to do a better one, something crazy or terrible happens, and we got to talk about that instead. So I don't know how long this is gonna go with
That's
these
facts.
sad podcasts, but it's got to be that way, you know, until this stuff gets sorted.
It
But
just has to be
anyways,
said, yo.
it does. It has to be said. But anyways, thanks for joining us. This has been Bloodshot,
House of L.
and we'll catch y'all on the next time. On the next one, I should say. Peace.
Later.